All right, so first, just to start, Coach, an opening statement on the game.
I'm not often at a loss for words. This one's kind of tough to articulate because Montclair were so dominant for so long in that game. We rode our luck. We were fortunate to have a great goalkeeper and great play from our center backs. There were some crazy plays in the first half, and I don't know how Anthony kept them out of our goal. He was spectacular today. We needed him. We were a little depleted. It's hard to play 2 days in a row. It's unhealthy in our sport. And Division III is the only place where they make you do that. Hopefully that'll be changing next year. And it was our first experience having to really dig in and do that. So we were not at our best. We were missing a key guy today too. So we had to really dig deep. We got a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill, and we dodged a big bullet. I have great respect for that team and for their coaching staff. We're not just great coaches, but great guys. They will probably feel a little hard done by from this result, and I understand that. It's a cruel game sometimes. I've been on the other end of this transaction plenty, and it's no fun, but we'll take the win.
And you mentioned how great Anthony was. First, can you talk about that? And then second, I think one of the biggest saves actually came from Chris Comer early on in the first half. So just talk about that play and how much of a charge it put in you guys.
Well, Anthony's been great all year. He hasn't really had to play as well as he played today. We haven't seen that many shots, and that's because he's organized the defenders in front of him, and they've played really well. But he needed to come up big today. It was the only way we were going to stay in the game. On that particular play, I was a little shielded and a little far away, but it looked to me like Anthony made a great save. The ball spilled and fell kindly for the Montclair player, and Comer came out of nowhere. Just came out of nowhere. He's really athletic, and he's a natural-born defender. So he's a right place, right time kind of guy, and he's also brave, and he put his body on the line, kept us in the game. Now, we go into the halftime 1-0 down against a team like that. That's tough because they're going to keep the ball, and they're going to move the ball, and we're going to have to chase on tired legs. So that kept us alive. So to come into the locker room 0-0, that gave us hope.
Yeah, I know you watched the tape. You got to check that play out. That was one of the best I've ever seen.
I probably will. Yeah.
So Tufts got a win against Stevens in a 13th round of a penalty kick shootout.
Yeah.
Just talk about how much of not to step on the celebration, but how much of a test that's going to be next weekend against the top team in the country.
Well, there's no way to get to the end of this tournament without playing the best teams, and they're the best team, or at least among the best teams. So there's no dodging that. We know that we're going to have to play really good teams. We've played a lot of really good teams. I don't know a lot about Tufts. I'm going to find out this week, I'm sure. I'll be watching a lot of video. So I can't really comment on how they play or what we'll do against it. We're going to figure that out in the next few days. We'll look at video and see what they've got. I know they're really good. There's a little bit of magic in our team, though, that's a bit hard to define. I noticed it in preseason. I even said to the boys, I've been around a lot of teams, and sometimes there's a spirit, there's an energy in a group that you go, this group can do something special. I think that's what we've got on our hands. We've got a special group of guys who love each other and will just die for each other.
And we talked about the crowd yesterday traveling here, which was incredible again today. Today I noticed the belief sign in the crowd, and I asked the guys about it, the Ted Lasso ode to him. So just talk about how you feel your team embodies that Ted Lasso spirit.
Well, I'm a big fan. And if we start talking about that, we won't get to anything else. I could do a deep dive on Ted Lasso. Kind of got me through COVID. But that sign was brought by the brother of one of our players. I bought into that show from early on. I loved the positive spirit of that show. I try to coach in that style. I try to be as positive as I can with the guys. And that idea that if you're all in it, and if you really do believe, then maybe sometimes some magic can happen. And if we didn't believe today, this would have been a 5-0 game. We had to really dig deep to stay in the game. That's how good Montclair were. So even though maybe you could say we rode a bit of luck, for sure we did. But it doesn't happen, the result doesn't happen without that belief.
Matt?
Coming off of that magical, you came up your first ever NCAA tournament win in your program's history yesterday with a dominant 2-0 win. Knowing the status of this Montclair State team and how well they did in the regular season and yesterday, how confident were you guys heading into today? And what mainly helped you guys make it so far this season compared to any other season?
Well, we're deeper than we've ever been. We have more talent than we've ever had. We have 3 fifth-year seniors who are really important to our team. They're COVID guys. In 2020, we thought we were going to be good. We had a group of 11, a class of 11 players who were going to graduate in 2021. So 2020 would have been their senior year. And they played a lot when they were freshmen. We took some lumps because we were very young, but the idea was we were going to build toward that year. Well, that year never happened. But 3 of the guys decided to keep chasing the dream, and I'm glad they did. It's James Strine and Greg Adams and Dell Jenkins. And Dell is our emotional leader. Greg and James add so many goals and so much talent up top. They make us such a dangerous unit. So that's been a big advantage for us, having that senior experience and leadership.
Thank you.
Talk about, you talk about Greg Adams there. Talk about that goal, the throw-in, and how that, kind of turned the momentum into your favor a little bit.
Well, I'm still stunned by the goal. And we see Greg do that at practice. We know he can do it. And we've seen him do it in some games, those kinds of spectacular goals. But the quality of the goal matched the moment, the importance of the moment, which that makes it a special goal. I'm still in a little disbelief of the quality and the timing. And then, of course, Eric sealed it for us late. We were really riding our luck towards the end there. We were just hanging on for dear life. And to get another goal, counterattack goal with a couple minutes left, gave us all a little sigh of relief. But Greg has been grinding as a forward ever since his freshman year, just working and working and working. So he has earned everything he's gotten. And today was probably the peak of his performances.
What does it say about coming from a place like Washington College, being able to put a team into the Sweet 16? What does it say about this program that we can now say that we can do that?
Well, one of the things we talked to the boys about, this is a very big college, Montclair, and we're a very small college. There's only 11 guys playing. So you need a squad of 24 in the NCAA to play, and we were able to scrape together, our team's 29, we were able to scrape together 29 really good players. Now, it took us a while to amass enough talent because we're coming from a place where the team had not done well. Prior to me getting hired in the early part of my tenure, we were not racking up big wins. So we had to recruit character and mold the character into a team because we weren't getting the most talented players. They wanted to go to higher profile programs. It's the character that's winning right now, and it's the quality of the character in the players. We stole a line from Phil Jackson. It said that the group is defined by the character of the players, and the character of the players are improved by being part of the group, and we believe that.